Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are unpacking a story that doesn't just ask you to think, it challenges the very nature of reality itself. We're talking dying suns, ancient, godlike civilizations, and a single choice that could literally rewrite the laws of the universe. Man, what a line, right? This one sentence tells you everything you need to know about the world we're stepping into. It's a place that's so exhausted, so worn out, it can't even remember how to end. This isn't just a backdrop, The setting itself feels like a main character. So in this incredibly desolate landscape lit by three dying suns, we meet our hero, Vasharel. And let me tell you, she is a product of this brutal world, tough, resourceful, and absolutely forged by loss and necessity. I mean, just picture this place. It is breathtakingly grim. The suns even have names. The land is a graveyard of these petrified giants and crystallized time. And right in the middle of it all is Vasharel, on a quest for the throat, a place that might have answers, or maybe just an end. So who's behind all this weird physics? That would be the engineers. Now, these guys weren't just building cities, they were shaping reality itself. They used this kind of cosmic math, the old calculus, to basically write the laws of the universe. And their mysterious disappearance into what's called the silence just hangs over everything. Vasharel's journey against all odds finally leads her to the throat, and it's here that she finds the ultimate legacy of the engineers, a simple door that offers an absolutely impossible choice. Okay, so this isn't just a door you walk through. It's a philosophical bomb. It's a reset button for your entire life. It's basically asking, if you could wipe the slate clean, get rid of every hardship, every loss, would you do it? Even if it meant erasing the very person you've become. And that's the core question here, isn't it? What is a life truly worth? Is a life full of hardship, the very one that made you who you are, worth holding on to? Or is a life of peace and comfort, one you won't even remember choosing, the better deal? And this lays out the stakes perfectly. On one side, you have everything she is. 40 years of struggle, all her skills, her scars, the identity she clawed for. On the other side, a promise of peace, family, kindness. But here's the kicker. She would become a total stranger to herself, with zero memory of the person who made this choice. So, what does she do? Her answer to this impossible choice is what really defines her whole journey, and honestly, it changes everything that comes next. Her answer is just one word: no. It's this stunning, simple, and unbelievably powerful act of self-acceptance. After a lifetime of running, of fighting just to survive, she chooses to stand her ground and own her life, pain and all. You see, saying no wasn't a failure, it was this profound victory. She finally understood that her identity wasn't built in spite of her struggles, but because of them. The meaning wasn't some treasure at the end, it was the journey itself. And she embraces this concept called Vershkai. It's an old word that basically meant a pattern that keeps going even after its purpose is gone. But she completely flips it. She turns this word for loss into her personal philosophy of strength. She chooses to be that persistent pattern. So, what does she get for this incredible act of will? Not a new life, but her true one. She's given back her birth name, Kaelith, which means the one who walks toward dawn. It's a confirmation of who she is, not an erasure. But hold on, because the story doesn't end there. Not even close. This choice wasn't the end of her quest. It was the beginning of her real purpose. And pretty soon, she finds out she's not alone. Over the next 17 years, her world just explodes. She realizes how big this whole system really is. She finds these ghost-like shadows of people who did walk through the doors. And then, the biggest discovery of all, she finds others just like her. Think about that. She wasn't some strange anomaly. She was just the first piece of a much bigger puzzle. She finds 43 other people who, when faced with that ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card, also chose to stay. They chose to own their stories. So now we have this fellowship, right? And their new mission is, well, it's immense. They're not just trying to survive anymore. They're going up against the entire system the engineers built, and they want to fundamentally change the rules of the game. And this is where they find the engineers' biggest secret. Reality It isn't some fixed stage we're all playing on. It's being actively and constantly created by the choices of conscious beings. That means our choices don't just shape our lives, they literally shape the universe. So that door, the whole system, it wasn't a mercy and it wasn't a temptation. It was a test, a huge cosmic final exam posed by the engineers to all of existence, asking, okay, you have the power to create reality. What are you going to choose to be? And now we get to the climax, something called the convergence, where the fate of all of reality hangs on the collective answer to that one single question. And that's their answer. The fellowship, and they're joined by the redeemed shadows of those who chose to escape, they give their answer. They choose not to run from reality, not to erase it, but to step up and embrace the awesome responsibility of being its creators. They choose to witness all of it, the pain and the beauty. Their collective choice to persist, to remain, to accept, to witness, that becomes the answer the entire universe has been holding its breath for. This is Verse K, not as a leftover from the past, but as a promise for the future. And this collective act of will literally rewrites the laws of physics. A new calculus is born. The dying suns start to heal, the world begins to come back to life. It's the ultimate proof that reality isn't set in stone. It's a story that we are all writing together. So this huge cosmic story about dying suns and ancient gods, it leaves us with a question that's actually deeply personal. It suggests that our persistence, our choice to own our own story, isn't just a personal victory. It's a creative act that has the power to shape everything. What reality are you creating right now?